chose to defer. So the Celtics will kick it off. St Rita will get the ball first at home.
You know, this is a grudge matchup, Jim, since game 5 when Providence really put the hurt on St Rita at Providence. You know, these Catholic League blue teams, they don't like beating up on each other as much as they want to beat each other.
Brandon Gaston from his own 11 trying to get to the outside. Maybe had his face mask wrapped. No flag down the play, but a great return by Gaston out to his own 40-yard line. St Rita will start out with outstanding field position here on their opening drive of the game. Here is the St Rita offense, and Matt talked about it in the open. Scott Proctor is now the starting quarterback. Running backs, Mateo Zuniga and Tyree Lee, who we talked about in the opening. Brandon Gaston, one of the best high school receivers you're going to see. And then a typical Chicago Catholic League offensive line. They are big and they are physical.
That offensive line, when you look at it, averages 282 pounds for St. Rita. That's bigger than most Big Ten offensive lines. They are huge and they move well.
Read option, keep by Proctor, trying to turn it upfield. He'll get about 3 yards. He was taken down by Eric Carroll. We'll give him a gain of 3 on the play, second down and 7. Here is the defense. Not a huge defensive line, but they are very good. At least Vasquez, very athletic. Linebackers, Jimmy Sharkey is their leading tackler. And then back in the secondary, Zach Bitch, Eric Carroll, Michael Madej, Jack Bell, outstanding football players. They can play virtually anywhere on the field, even though their starting positions are defensive back.
And 2 of those defensive backs are on that 4A state baseball championship team, so that you know they're very athletic.
As was their starting quarterback, Justin Hunniford. We will get a whistle and a timeout called by St. Rita prior to the snap. St. Rita, they're first. St. Rita Mustangs come in at 6-3 on the season. Their losses to Providence, Loyola, and Brother Rice.
Just a little side note here, Jim. Last week, Providence's win was very big against Quincy. Their first 5 possessions, they scored. So it was a running clock going in. The final was 45 to 8. Now, what that means is this. They had a lot of time to rest their starters. And last week, Boykin and Warfield did not play. So that actually gave them a little more time to heal up. And apparently, the week before, Boykin hasn't played in 2 weeks. So this would be his first game back. And of course, when you have a receiver that's 6'4" with over 50 catches headed to Notre Dame, you need him in a big game like this.
Got to look at Todd Kuska. His team made it to this round last year. They were beaten by their Catholic League blue foes from Mount Carmel. Second down and 7. Proctor again in the read option. This time he'll give it to Lee. He spun through the hole up to midfield. He'll have a first down right at the 50-yard line.
Nice job right there by the offensive line getting out on the linebackers. They have 4 linebackers, and they're just it's a good push by that offensive line. That's the surge they need. They need to be very effective, picking up 3 and 4 yards a carry. They cannot allow themselves to be put in a hole because they're not a real strong passing team.
Carroll and Emmett Tross make the tackle on the play. New set of downs for the Mustangs. Proctor will roll. Wanted to go to Gaston. He was covered, so Proctor will tuck it under and run out of bounds after a gain of 4. If you're looking for a flag, possibly for a late hit, you won't get one.
That was an interesting play because Gaston was going to run it out and up, and they were playing so soft on him, there was nowhere for him to go when he ran the up. They had him blanketed. That's why the quarterback ended up running with the football. Smart move on his part. He possibly would have thrown an interception.
Gain of 3 on the play, second down and 7. Gaston by himself to the right. Everything a running play so far for St. Rita. And Proctor will keep and carry, and he's up to the 40-yard line. He is just short of a first down. It's going to be third down in about 1.5 feet, and Proctor is down. He is holding his left knee, and he is screaming in agony.
This is just a good read option right here. He's riding Tyree Lee in, and he just follows him in here. It's just basically a power lead for the quarterback, and he just gets whacked and twists his knee here. doesn't look good.
And warming up right now is C.J. Weideman, who began the year as the starter here at St. Rita.
Now, he's actually had a very productive year for them. Proctor played exceptionally well last week in their big win, but Weideman has played all year. He throws for 113 yards a game, so he can throw the football. The problem is he's thrown for 9 interceptions, and I think that's part of the reason why you saw Proctor in there initially. So they're going back to a veteran if Proctor, in fact, cannot continue. It doesn't look good for that.
No, Scott appears to be having a really rough time out there. Injured his left knee as he was tackled on the play, and he got twisted around as he went down to the turf. Came up just short of the first down, so when we resume play, it will be 3rd down and about 1.5 feet to go for St. Rita. Game of the Week continues coverage of the 2014 high school football postseason with state quarterfinal action. Turn on CN100 Saturday, November 15th and Sunday, November 16th at noon and 4 p.m. to see who will advance in the semifinal round. For additional air dates and times and the exact game information, visit cn100.tv. Proctor is able to get off with a little help, but he is not putting that left foot down on the ground.
C.J. Weideman is going to be your quarterback. He got some snaps in while Proctor was down here. So, and again, he's played most of the year. So it's not as if they're going to a backup that has had no playing experience whatsoever.
Mitchell and Zuniga are the fullbacks. It's in vogue in the Catholic League this year to use linebackers as fullbacks. And Weideman into the game, he'll throw down the middle, and he's trying to get it inside the 5-yard line. He was trying to hook up with Dreesen Evans, but a flag comes down, and let's see what the call is.
It looks like
a bumping going on down
there.
there.
With Michael Madej, the free safety back there. Looked like they tried to double up on Gaston, which is understandable.
Holding by the defense. 10-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
But how about that? You bring in a new quarterback and you have 3rd and about a foot and you decide to go for the bundle.
Well, you can see right here, he's doubled up right there. He just gets tripped up. And a lot of times they'll call that an unintentional because usually you don't trip when you're talking about a receiver and a defensive back. That's just something that happens when you're in coverage.
Remember, the call was holding. So it's 1st down and 10 for St. Rita from the Providence 30-yard line. Weideman will throw it for the 2nd time. Got it to Gaston. He's hit immediately and taken down to the turf. Gaston didn't even get a chance to even attempt to make a move after that one before he was taken down by Jack Pell, although it is a gain of about 5 on the play, so it's going to be 2nd down and 5 for St. Rita.
Well, the defensive backs for Providence are tough athletes. They play a lot of man coverage. They'll have a free safety in the back, but they'll match up. They'll slide their free safety in the cover 2 right now. They want to make sure that they have Gaston in double coverage for the most part.
2 pass plays for Weideman since coming into the game. And it'll be Weideman on the keeper, and he gets turned around by Luis Vasquez. It'll be a loss of a couple of yards of the play. 3rd down and 7 for St. Rita with 8.5 left here in front of a full house in the 1st quarter.
Good job by Vasquez in the background. You see him coming right there. Good penetration. He's a hurdler in the track team for Providence. He's only 190 pounds, but he's very active on the defensive line at 6'2". They tried it a little too long. When that right option's going that slow, especially when it's coming out of the spread formation, that allows the defensive lineman, especially the backside, to make a little more penetration. That's exactly what happened right there with the Vasquez.
Zeiger and Danaher out to the left. Gaston is right. Weideman looks left, he'll check it down. Tyree Lee has a little bit of room. Gets to the 24-yard line, but that's going to be it. So it's going to be 4th down and 4. If they decide to kick it here, they will be kicking into the wind, and the field goal attempt would be about 42 yards. So this has got "go for it" written all over it.
And those linebackers for Providence are really active in pass coverage. They get out in that flat. It looked like he had big yardage on the initial throw, but those linebackers really do a great job. Miller, O'Hara, Sharkey, and Trost, very active.
The Providence defense, a chance to get off the field. Fourth down for St Rita. Weideman, here comes the rush, got rid of it. Doesn't matter if you throw a pick. And the ball hit the turf, so it's going to turn over on downs to Providence. They get a stop, the Celtics will take over. First down and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Let's take a look at the offense for the Providence Celtics. Maybe the best quarterback in the state right now, Justin Hunterford. Richie Warfield did not play last week, but he is in the lineup tonight. You see number 47, he is out there. Maybe the best set of receivers in the state. Bavota on his way to Iowa, Boykin on his way to Notre Dame, and then an offensive line that has just been fabulous this year, especially the right side, Baylog and Zott. Hunterford will come out under center. We'll go on the ground. And apparently Warfield is healthy because he pops that one for 11 yards and a first down.
Well, he sure did look healthy. And of course, last week helped get an extra week. Nice job right there. Here's a good look at St. Rita's defense.
Landstrom, Brand, and Dema up front. Matthew Mitchell, the leading tackler, but Tom Rayfield will get his share as well. And then back in the secondary, Marty McKeena, one of the best safeties in the state.
Well, the secondary is going to have their hands full, and they're going to need help from those linebackers.
5 receivers into the game. Warfield goes in motion. Jet sweep. He'll carry across the 40-yard line to the 41. It's a gain of 5 on the play. It's second down and 5.
Providence will give you a lot of different looks offensively. Not only by formations, you can see right here 4 receivers on one side. And that really puts a lot of pressure on that weak backside with that corner if he's one-on-one, which he is with Warfield. Excuse me, Boykin. They like to go to him if he's got man coverage, single coverage.
Hunterford looks that way, finds Boykin, taps the toes, out of bounds, and it's going to be close to a first down. Let's see exactly where they spot the ball. He has to get to the 46, and they will spot it right on the 45. So it's third down and 1 for Providence. They'll line up quickly again with 4 wides, and with Boykin by himself up at the top. He's not singled up. There's help from one of the safeties.
Playing a cover 2 with that safety is really over the top of Boykin's side.
Hunterford fakes, he'll run, he'll have the first down, gets to midfield. First down for Providence, and they visit St. Rita territory for the first time tonight.
He's not a great runner, but he's an active runner with his feet. Right there, that's all it was a draw. They knew that they were going to be outside because when he faked that throw out in the flat to Warfield, he only carries the ball about 6 times a ball game, and he averages about 4 yards a carry, but it's in situations like this where he can pick up a first down when they need short yardage.
And he knows when the play is over and when to hit the deck, too. Hunterford back to throw. Takes a look. Loads it up. Has a man open, and it is incomplete. And you got an idea why Marty McKeena is one of the best safeties in the state. He saw the ball go up, he got there quickly, and was able to make the play and break up the pass.
Good job. The ball was well thrown, but a good job right there by the safety, getting over the top and helping out. It turned into double coverage. He's got 5 interceptions for the year. You can see why. He's very active. Knows where the ball is and can get to it very quickly.
Mike Markosovic was the intended target.
And it's not easy to read Justin Hunterford because he'll look away and come and turn back at the last second and throw.
Warfield gets the carry, got through the initial tacklers, now is into the secondary, and he's brought down by McKeena after a nice run. Down to the 33-yard line, another first down for the Celtics.
You can see right there just a counter trap with the guard and tackle pulling. Nick Barker backside and Yonker pulling out in front of him. And he's only a sophomore, and he's been very effective. He's filling in for Dominic Lagone from last year, who had 1,700 yards and 22 touchdowns.
Providence averaging 9 yards a carry and threatening to get the first score of the game.
See Hunterford making some changes there.
And he's going to have to call timeout. And so both teams have used a timeout on their first possession of the game so far.
Their first.
Providence ranked number 7 by the Chicago Sun-Times. They are 9-1 on the season coming into the game. Their only loss was to Loyola on a field goal at the gun. Start with highlights from across the Chicago area. Mix in interviews with coaches, players, and fans, and Sports Weekly comes to life. Join Perry Williams every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 6:30 here on CN100 for the week's most comprehensive high school coverage in Chicagoland. Highlights for next week's show include Oswego at Bolingbrook, Phillips at Johnsburg, DeKalb taking on Hinsdale South, and the boys 3A state championship in soccer from Hoffman Estates.
Well, you know, that last incompletion, even though it was well covered, what it does is mentally and psychologically, it has an effect on the secondary. They're just getting a little look at his arm, and he's showing it off, allowing them to realize that he can go deep at any time. You know, there's some quarterbacks, their strength is throwing the ball deep. Others don't have that strong an arm, and they're more apt to throw the curl and the out routes. He has an arm that he can do the short route, intermediate, and deep routes. Very effective. Some college who's going to get a heck of a football player. He reminds me of a young Drew Brees.
Or a baseball player. He hasn't decided which he might play next year. First down and 10. They'll run Boykin in motion. They'll pitch to Warfield up the sideline. Nice gain before he jumps out of bounds at the 28-yard line. So again, a gain of about 5. Second down and 5 coming up.
Nice job. They're really throwing a lot of different looks at St. Rita. They don't run that particular play that often, the option look. And they run it to the weak side because they know there's only a linebacker in a corner. He's being run off with the receiver. So it's pretty tough for that linebacker to cover that option.
Hunterford will roll left. Looks downfield, fires on the run, has a completion right on the money to Matt McNabb. He's inside the 10-yard line, down to the 8, first down and goal for St. Rita, for Providence.
When I was giving his resume earlier of his ability to throw the short, the intermediate, and the long, I should have also mentioned he throws the football very well on the move. They use him a lot. If they're getting a lot of pressure, they'll run rollouts with him and sprint outs. He's very effective throwing the football on the run.
Warfield will line up in the backfield this time.
Watch for the alley-oop, that 6'4" receiver. Got a couple of them. They got them both stacked on either side.
Hunterford looks left, steps up, fires, and it goes in and out of the hands of Miles Boykin. The Mustangs had that all covered. Boykin was able to get his hands on it, but a good job in coverage by Eric Walker.
Kind of a physical mismatch with those defensive backs. There, when he throws it that low, obviously he had pretty good inside position, but he didn't catch the football. But they've got some tall receivers, Providence, anywhere from 6'4" to 6'3", and the tallest defensive back for St. Rita is 5'11". So there's some physical mismatches down here.
On second and goal, Warfield cuts it up. He is down to the goal line, and he is in. Touchdown, Providence. Richie Warfield carries it in from 10 yards out. Providence takes a 6-0 lead with 3:23 remaining in the first quarter.
When we first saw them, Jim, earlier in the year, we were talking about they had a good passing game, but what they lacked was a running game. This is a young man that's really added a dimension to their offense, and he's only a sophomore. He originally was not starting, but then all of a sudden in the second game, he started proving himself actually on special teams with the kickoff return, and then all of a sudden, he was dynamite coming out of the backfield, catching the football, and also running from scrimmage.
P.J. Kolakowski adds the extra point, and Jack, as a former coach, I know this will bring tears to your eyes. When you watch the replay and watch the pulling left tackle, Nick Barker, get out and get in front of Warfield and lead him to the end zone.
And the interesting part about that is Nick Barker is 315 pounds, and he's running out in front of Richie Warfield, who is a sophomore at 6'2", 200 pounds. But anytime you have the ability to be able to run at that size, both their tackles are over 300 pounds. So that's one of the reasons why they're 9-1. That offensive line has been very effective. Watch the right there, left tackle. 6'3", 315. I'd like him in front of me, in front of that buffet line.
There you go. No, you don't want him in front of you in the buffet line. You're not going to get anything.
Well, he'd move the other people out of the way. By the time he got through, I'd get all the fresh stuff because they had to reload everything.
Tyree Lee and Brandon Gaston deep to receive. They'll kick it to Gaston again. He returned it to the 40 the last time. This time he'll start at his 8-yard line. Middle return, pretty good carry. Takes it up to the 33-yard line. St. Rita, second possession. They find themselves trailing. Here is a look at the scoring drive. Good mix of run and pass by the Celtics.
And that's a big first down right there by the quarterback. And just a nice job here by their sophomore running back. They picked up 52 yards on the ground in this particular drive with the run and pass, and the effectiveness of the quarterback being able to get on the edges, throw the ball on the run to their Notre Dame receiver Boykin, and then get behind that big offensive line and punch it in with that sophomore running back for 6. That's how you start out a football game.
C.J. Weideman at quarterback. Scott Proctor was injured on the first series and is getting his knee looked at on the sideline right now. Weideman will hand it off. Not much there. And speaking of Proctor, let's go to Matt Rodewald for an update. Matt?
Yeah, Jim, we saw Scott Proctor come off the field off not so much on his own power. He needed some help. And, of course, they've been looking at that left knee, trying to examine the structure of it. He's got ice on it right now, and he doesn't look to be going anywhere. C.J. Weideman was able to take advantage in that last series, a long series, to warm up and really loosen that arm up, so he should be fresh and ready to roll right now. But it's clear that some of the teammates have come over to him and tapped him on the head, had some words of encouragement for him. Looks like he's done for the night, guys.
And as a senior, that uniform is not going to come off, no matter what the diagnosis is. Zuniga gets the carry, makes a nice cut right up behind his center, takes it out to the 41-yard line before he's pushed backwards. It was Jack Pell that finished him off. Nice gain on the play, up to the 41, and it's going to be third down at about 1.5.
Zuniga usually is leading the way for Tyree Lee, but in that particular case, he ran with the football, and he's been very effective throughout the year. He averages about 5 yards a carry when given the ball, but most of the time he's blocking for Tyree Lee.
In a third and short a moment ago, Weideman came in for his first play and threw it. Got a pass interference call on a first down. Zuniga trying to go wide, battles his way across the 42 to the 44. It is a first down for St. Rita. Tackle on the play by Brendan O'Hara.
This is game plan time for St. Rita. They know how dynamic Providence's offense is, averaging 38 points a game. And the thing is that St. Rita's defense is somewhat porous because they give up 22 points a game. So they know that they need to control the clock and the ball by running it and every now and then throwing the ball. But I think Tyree Lee is the key to the game today.
Weideman, play fake, looking downfield, time runs out. He's sacked back at the 41-yard line. Be a loss of 3 on the play. Jake Roos comes in and makes the tackle.
There's a starter from last year. They got a lot of starters from last year. You can see the persistence right there. He just runs over that offensive guard in a bull rush, drives him right back into the quarterback. And of course, Jake Roos is a starter from last year at 6'3", 230. A very effective pass rusher.
It's a really interesting defensive line that Providence has because they have a lot of greyhounds up there. They don't have a bunch of big, beefy guys. They have guys that are just long and lean and can run.
They want to tie that offensive line up so that very active linebacker group can get at it.
They'll run the sweep with Gaston. He'll take it to the 48-yard line before he's brought down by O'Hara, among others. It's going to be third down and about 7.
When you have a thoroughbred like Brandon Gaston, you got to find ways of getting him the football. You can't just be able to throw the ball down the field because you end up with double coverage. You got to throw bubble screens out to him. You got to run the jet sweeps. There's a lot of different ways that you can get the football to him.
And that will be the final play of the opening quarter. Both teams have driven the ball downfield, but only Providence able to score so far. End of the first quarter. It's Providence 7, St. Rita nothing on the CN100 game of the week.